This is the EC Podcast. And this, of course, is S.A. Nathy, the guy behind the Elemental Comics brand. That's the EC brand if you want to hashtag it on Twitter. That's at Elemental Comics on Twitter, facebook.com/Elemental Comics, and elementalcomicsbrand.com is the website. The YouTube channel for the EC brand, of course, is youtube.com/FavorTheOracle. If you don't know that, please subscribe, please find it, please search around the web. You're watching this podcast on that YouTube, and the podcast itself will be also available for listen to or download on Soundcloud. A lot of things to go through in this episode. This EC Podcast, I should say, will be going up. You're listening to it now on Monday the 20th. Yesterday, Hero Man episode 27 was finally went live on YouTube after a month or so since I started it, and it's a great episode. And we'll be talking about that as well as Total Wars episode 3, which will be coming in 2 days on this YouTube on the 22nd of August. So big week for the EC brand this week. 2 new episodes and the new podcast. So I hope you guys enjoy. Okay, so as I Hero Man episode 27, Unveiling Alliances, great episode. It's connecting through the recurring season 2 storyline and adding there's some stuff going on. If you watch 26, you know I introduced the character Mutiform, who is a shapeshifter or a duploid. The species he's known as is the duploid. If you haven't seen it, please check the EC Wiki page. I don't remember the URL exactly. I will post a link for it in the description on the SoundCloud podcast as well on the YouTube video edit of this podcast. And it's across my sites. It's anywhere. If you want to ask, please comment below and I'll share your link directly. Duploids are a shape-shifting species from the Salazar system, which is this series, which is where Total Wars takes place. That system, same system, Troa is in that system. There's some stuff that I don't remember off the top of my head, short of looking at the wiki while I'm doing this podcast, but feel free to check it out. But Mutiform was introduced in the last episode, and he's in this one, and obviously he's in 27 as well. He's going to take more, there'll be more to him as this season nears its end, with 3 episodes left before the big finale, the big finale. So I'm glad I'm making some progress finally. I want to give a shout out to the cast of that real fast. I'll do each cast as I mentioned the episodes. Angie Bailey, my girlfriend, who plays Firegazer / Angel Stargazer, who's the blonde girl you see in Haven. She had a good scene, a good double kind of scene with the flashback, and then her fading to her in Haven at the current time, even though Haven is outside of all time and space. Very sci-fi there. And then you obviously had Psychic Kid and Lord Scarn, played by A.W. Roller, aka Frankie Max. You had Kyle B. Jones plays Mutiform, and you have Frostbite, played by Julian Chavez, who also does the hero theme for the opening credits, and a really great version, which I love. And of course myself as Hero Man. And Pete Verdino, who plays Agent 58, he wasn't in the actual episode, but he did the intro and outro for the recap of the last episode, which is the thing I'm going to be doing, like I said in my last podcast, I believe, or a video I did some time ago, where each episode is going to have a new person doing it. So that's episode 27, and you'll see some images and some clips during this podcast video edit on YouTube. The other big thing, I think the bigger thing, and as much as I love Hero Man, Total Warriors is turning into a series that I'm going to have so much fun doing because of the expansive cast that I'm growing. Episode 2 had 10 people, including myself. Episode 3 has 19 people, including myself. I don't know all the names, and as you may hear clicking noise, and that is just me pulling up the cast list. The regular cast are, of course, Kevin Kowalski as Razor, myself as Bullseye, Kyle B. Jones as Crosswire, Kevin Parrish as Deadbolt, Rashane Francis as Tall. You have Chuck Johnson as Edson. You have Pete Bertino, 8058 from Hero Man, as Emox, Tall's brother, who is a traitor. You have, I'm trying to think who else. You had a few others. We had a few minor Harsnian soldiers in the last episode, and they return. You have Jason Rushellos as a named officer Jikron, or Jikron. I haven't figured that one out because his name actually hasn't been said. You have Helmsman Conant, played by Devron Bliss. You have Greg Connaught playing Ensign Hanlon. He was in a scene towards the end of the last episode. And then obviously you have my girlfriend Angie playing Axie, who you'll see. You just have to watch the full 10 minutes of the episode. You have Dan Garlick, who's a good actor from New Zealand, who did the voice of Torin, there'll be a little, you'll see an image, and you'll know who he is, and if you don't, you'll figure it out, because anyways. The other AD, and then you had Eric Gallegos, as the Harsnian, as a Harsnian soldier who's actually on screen. The rest, I have ADR. And then I have, Peter G, who plays the Brig Guard. I'm looking at the cast, I apologize. It's on the IMDb, so check it out. And then we had 5 people doing ADR. We had Michael Murray, we had Adam, I apologize, Adam Tutuongi, I apologize. They had Jai Moscato, Devin James, and then Aaron L, that's what he's going by, as ADR, as rather an Etolian or a Harsnian voice in the background that you heard, rather in the opening sequence or in a later scene. And I would think those people as well for the ADR. So 19 people in one episode, 19 cast members. So the cast for the Total Warriors just doubled in one episode. With one thing I'm going to say, Hero Man will have an expanded cast in the eventual season 2 big part finale after episode 30, and I'm going to have probably 10 more voices I need. Total Warriors, I have characters that I'm going to introduce as I've written scripts through, basically through all of season 2. Total Warriors is going to be a little bit different than Hero Man, well, in many ways, obviously. One of them is going to be 9 episode seasons. I'm not going to have 15 episodes. It's taken me forever to get 3, and well, I've got 3 done in a year, but they're big, long cartoons. I don't want to do 15 of that size for a season, so I'm going to do 9, and it's going to be, there won't be the big gigantic finales like Hero Man's going to have, like they did in season 1 of Hero Man, and it will be having later in season 2 of Hero Man. But here, Total Warriors is going to take a lot of turns. The whole mercenary, Merc Warriors, Mercenary Hive, the Harsnians, and all these things, and other characters. Some good guys are going to be coming, a few new bad guys are going to be coming as the series grows and expands the storylines. It's huge, and it's going to be huge. One of the things that I really like about Total Warriors is, again, as I mentioned before, it's something I created nearly 20 years ago, and it has a lot of things going for it, and I'm giving it a good shot, a really, really good public showing for these first 3 episodes, which I think are 3 of my best things animated. And blinking is another thing. I'm getting better at it. I didn't do blinking prior to episode 2 and Hero Man episode 26 respectively, but I'm learning. It's a trick to do, but I'm getting good at it. I think once I get the blink timing down, it won't be all glitchy, you won't look like they're having a seizure on screen. And voicing, I'm one guy doing all the animation. And with Total Warriors, I have even episodes ripped where I don't actually appear as a cast member. I'm just director, producer, animator, artist, whatever. So I'm taking kind of a backseat role. I'm waiting for 15 people to send me their audio while I'm just waiting, while I'm working on the animation, or just hoping I can get everything done. And I'm doing each scene in not in order. I'm animating as I get the voices for that scene, then putting them all together in 5 or 6 video clips to make a complete project. And Total Warriors was a lot of work. Total Warriors, I did nearly 700 frames. I drew hand, but tablet, but still drawing with my tablet, with my hand holding a stylus. So that was probably my most things I've drawn for a single episode. Maybe the Hero Man movie had beat that, but that was so long ago, and wasn't hand drawn, that was mouse drawn. Still with a hand, but not as specific or detailed, because with Hero Man 27 and Total Warriors 3, it did so much more into different perspectives, angles, and stuff like that. Not the greatest, and I've got some tips and hints from people on some artists out there and animators out there who have given me some sort of outside look at the series, and I take this stuff apart. So with these 2 new episodes yesterday and coming on Wednesday, I've really taken that to heart. More things coming to the EC brand, and as you see this little slideshow presentation I put together for the video edit for my YouTube channel, things coming will be big thing. And when you see episode 3 of Total Warriors, you will see in the credits. Please watch the credits and watch the post-credit scene. Yes, the first post-credit scene. Something I've kind of gone overboard with in Hero Man, but I do like it. It's my little throw to what Marvel does. But there's one in Total Warriors that you're gonna like. And one thing you may have noticed in Hero Man 27, in the flashback of Psychic Kid / Kid Shadow with Dr. Servo and Ice Guy, who you haven't seen since there was a episode 22 or 23. Had a flashback too, but it was from Skarn's perspective. This time you're seeing post that moment in time from Psychic Kids, from Pico Bellomar's perspective. And when you look at them, if you go back and watch the episode, feel free to open another window and watch it, or watch it on your phone or your tablet or whatever you can right now while you're listening to this podcast or watching the video edit on YouTube. Check out the scene and check the moment where you see the Merc drone on the screen. So there's a little connection. It's all in the same universe. It's just a different world. and that was clearly took place during the Merc War time frame on Troa. And if you watch Total Wars Episode 2, Commandant Edson made a reference to the Salzair and Iglesian Order and Tolarian system, which are the three main systems in the EC universe. So there's some good connections there. And if you watch Total Wars, the post-credit scene, you'll see some good drama and narrative between a couple characters, and you'll see the introduction of a new character, Axie, the bounty hunter, my girlfriend's character. And then you'll also see a couple little throwbacks to the Hero Man series. So I'm kind of like crossing over just in a very minor way, not really connecting completely, but you'll see things like, if you watch it, please, if you have watched the old Hero Man episodes, watch Hero Man, watch season 1, and you'll know who and you watch episode 13 of Hero Man. Okay, I'm gonna spoil it. Big Cluck, the chicken mascot who was a villain, and all these things that I kind of half-assedly wrote with A.W. Brawler. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying Big Cluck. Watch the Big Cluck episodes, and then watch the post-credit scene in Total Wars Episode 3, and you're like, oh my god, you know. So it's the kind of thing I did for myself, and I loved how I did it. And I really hope you appreciate I put a lot of effort into Hero Man, but for Total Wars, because I have a lot of things I want to do in the series that I've already had basically written in my head for 20 years, I'm doing so much more, I think, in terms of depth. There's more depth. Hero Man is very great. I love Hero Man. It's gone from a cheesy Wii-Pals spin-off to a great standalone series with a lot of narrative and backstory and emotion and drama and power. And believe me, it's going to get better as Season 2 ends, the big, gigantic finale, and then Season 3 eventually takes place, which is sometime in 2019, if I'm lucky. So that's just little shout out for those who watched the episode and those who are Hero fans and have seen every episode. If you haven't, please feel free to watch. I could use the views. I could love some comments and be like, oh whoa, hey, that was what's his face, that kind of thing. Please do that. That would be awesome. As I said, if I remember if I said it or not, if I didn't, I'm going to say it now again. After episode 3 Total Wars, watch the credits. Watch the full episode. But the credits, there's a little reference, and I'm going to say something. I'll say it right now. There's a one-shot comic story coming after episode 3 that's going to connect the storyline between episode 3, end of episode 3, and before episode 4. Episode 4 will probably happen sometime in the fall, late this year, so a couple months. I'll probably get on that. After I finish Spontaneity issue 3, which I'm going to get back on. I have a few pages of that drawn. I want to get that done because that's been like 2 years delayed. And I apologize if anybody actually is looking forward to it. I'm looking for some sales on my Amazon, or if you linked off the EC website, elementalcomicsprint.com again, is the URL for that one. So Spontaneity 3 issue 3 is coming very soon. I'm going to get that done probably before the end of the month, if not sometime September. And after that is the one-shot Total Wars issue called Razor's Oath, which is Razor, you know, the lieutenant of the Alpha Squad, the second in command. He goes off on his little quest. You'll know what causes him to do that if you watched. Basically, his backstory's got a lot of depth in it. I think one of the deeper ones. If you watched, one thing you may not have watched, I hope you did, was the second Merc Files, Merc Wars little minisode. And it went into some detail, and one of the shots I showed was like a really badly damaged, badly injured Razor right after he lost his eye. So his eye is now missing. So he lost his eye during the Merc Wars. He has a lot of things going on in his head. A very deep character. The whole series has a bunch of depth and backstory and darkness and sadness and all this emotion and pain that they suffer. Razor is going through a lot, and the Razor's Oath comic. It's gonna be one shot, probably 24, 25 pages. It'll be a one shot, and I love what I have planned for it. And it's gonna be I'll be doing this probably with the Total Wars series. I'll be doing comics to connect between episodes. So if you watch an episode and then you see something you may feel as if you missed, the comics are where they come in, because I'm trying to encourage some sales of my comics. And if you like the Razor's Oath, I'm thinking of doing what I'm going to do is I'm going to be doing an EC fan art contest sometime soon. So here we go, some fan interaction. And as I said in my first YouTube video this year is the year of the fan, and I've gotten some pretty good audience going this year. I've gained subscribers, I've gained some good feedback. just not quite to the degree. And the EC fan art contest is that way of doing it, because the prize, everybody who enters the EC fan art contest, which I'm going to be doing probably next month, everybody who enters it, it'll be like a September all month thing. Anybody who enters it, their fan art is immediately going to be posted in a special tab on the EC brand website. So you'll be online, your image will be online, will be on a website, on my website. And I'll be sharing that across the web as well, Twitter and Facebook and LinkedIn, and even I may even do like a slideshow presentation of the fan art. That's what I'll do. If I get enough fan art from you, the EC fans, I'll put together a presentation and people get a vote, and the public decides who wins it. And if it go and regardless of, I'm still gonna give, if one person enters, they win. If 2 people enters, we have a vote. Anything more than that, it's a contest. And the winner of that will win a free copy of the Razor's Oath issue. So they'll have that. And if you want it, other than that, you'll have to buy it. But everybody featured will be on the website, will be featured in a YouTube voting video. And then the winner will be presented. I'll do a special video blog for that. I'll announce it specifically. I'll do all kinds of stuff to promote it and advertise and show off the winning fan art pick. And it can be anyone you want in the EC series, Hero Man or Total Wars, or even the tutorials I've done on YouTube, including Ripster or whoever else, or Spontaneous C. And I'll do more. If you want me to do more, I'll do more, because I have no problem drawing the characters just to show off what they look like, because they're characters you may not have seen, because, again, the EC comics haven't sold great on Amazon, but they're there, and I really would like somebody to. The Hero Man Adventures issues are 3 of the best things I've ever drawn. And then Windfire, TKs, and Spontaneous, except Spontaneous C, will be finally finished. I'll get all 3 of those, so there'll be 12 of those online, and Razor's Oath will be the 13th whenever I get that done on the Amazon, on the EC, under the EC. I don't know. I don't have an official EC brand Amazon sub page, but they'll all be there listed under me, S.A. Nathan, if you look it up. So those are the big things. So Hero Man 27 was yesterday. Total Wars 3 is in a couple days. 2 new comics. I will get both of those done before the year's over. EC fan art contest coming very soon. And I'm also looking for Q&A. If you want to ask me any questions that I can answer in a quick video or a podcast or some format, I will do that. I also am looking for people who want to do some... In Total Wars Episode 4, I'm trying to remember, the next 3, because I'm doing them in batches of 3. Episode 4, 5, and 6, there's going to be introduction of 3 or 4 new characters, and they're going to be key characters that'll be in a lot of episodes. So if you want to be a character in... If you're going to do a voice, I have a good voice cast now, and I there's a few people out there who I want to give a recurring role to, but I'm still looking. If you still are interested, that's awesome, because the casting call was last month, but I'm still up for more people to help out with the voice cast. But really, as of right now, I think we're good, but in future episodes, I may need to call on somebody if somebody else doesn't want to. Alright, so that wraps it up, and this is a pretty long one because I had a lot to talk about, because there's big things coming. 2 new cartoons, 2 comics coming soon, a fan art contest with the prize to be had, and yeah, that's about it. So, once again, this is S.A. Nathan, and this was the EC Podcast.